In this exercise, you will learn about the wiring circuit of a two-wheeler. The electrical circuit of the two-wheeler is shown. Mostly, every two-wheeler operates with 12-volt DC supply. Almost every two-wheeler has battery and generator. The negative terminal of the rectifier output and battery are grounded to the metal body of the two-wheeler. This is called as negative grounding. Ignition system. The ignition system of the two-wheeler is controlled by the ignition switch, IS. When the switch, IS, is turned on, the ignition unit gets supply. The ignition unit will however work only when the blocking signal to the ignition unit is cancelled. The blocking signal is cancelled only when direct positive is not available to the ignition unit control point C. This occurs under the following conditions. When the gear control is in neutral position, the gear neutral limit switch 1 and 2 closes and extends negative to point A. This removes positive from point A and hence from ignition unit control point C. When the clutch is in released position, the clutch limit switch 1 and 2 closes and extends negative to the point B. This removes the positive from point B and also from point C. This sequence happens when the side stand limit switch 1 and 2 is also in closed condition. This closes when the two-wheeler side stand is in released condition. Now, the ignition unit will work and distribute ignition voltage spikes to the spark plugs at proper time in preset sequence if the engine shaft is rotating. Improper functioning of distributor results in poor engine performance. Starting the engine. You will have to press the Start push button, PB, to start the engine. The starter solenoid picks up or operates under the following conditions. When the clutch is in released position, the clutch LS limit switch 1 and 2 closes, and also when the side stand LS 1 and 2 is also in closed condition. This closes when the two-wheeler side stand is in released condition. Under these conditions, the starter solenoid SS picks up. Now, the 1 through 2 NO, in other words, normally open, contact, closes, extending positive supply to the starter motor. The motor runs and starts the engine. Generator. Now, let us see how the power is generated. The generator can be a DC generator. It can also be an alternator, as in our case. It is mechanically coupled with the shaft of the engine. Alternator produces AC power, which is rectified, regulated, and then fed to the load and to battery for charging. Details of other loads. The other electrical loads in the two-wheeler are headlights, park lights, brake lights, side indicator lights, horn, and so on. The rider can control the usage of any load through the switches provided. Headlight controls. There are two switches in series. First switch is S1. It has an off position. When S1 is turned one step onto M, the meter light and park lights glow. When S1 is turned to next step to H, headlights work. Second switch, S2, has two positions. When the low beam position of S2 is pressed, low beam light works. When the high beam position of S2 is pressed, high beam light works. Side stand light. Side stand light works when the vehicle is on side stand. This light circuit operates through the side stand limit switch contacts 3 through 4. Gear neutral indicator. Gear neutral indicator works when the gear is on neutral position. Side indicator lights. The side indicator lights are controlled by one switch with 3 positions. Middle position is off. When pressed in the left side, the left turning side indicator works. When pressed in the right side, the right turning side indicator works. The side turning indicator lights are controlled by flashers to give flashing lights. Brake light. When the rider applies the brake on brake pedal, the brake switch is closed. It energizes the brake light and hence the brake light will glow. Horn. When the rider presses the horn switch, it completes the circuit for the horn. Hence, the horn sounds.